In this video, we fix a rutted up driveway and we put the water back where it's supposed to be. This is actually really bad. There's actually no hardware fastened. First, starting at one side. Well, a lot of projects start with something small. And this started out as just needing black rock in this little walkway right here. And then we realized the driveway needed attention too. So you can see this is actually all working all right here. Right out in front, we can see this water's moving around the black rock. We did this parking area just a couple months ago. We've had heavy rains lately. So this is actually holding up pretty well considering. We've got a low spot right around the side right here that is flowing water like it's supposed to. So as we follow that around, we're gathering more and more water. This is still pretty much doing what I want to right through here. We're starting to erode our driving surface right in here. And this is a problem we're going to fix today. Basically what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to pull the drainage pathway from right against the black rock off the road a couple of feet. So we're going to eat away a little bit at the yard area. And when we resurface this, we're going to have more gravel hauled in and we're going to scoot this road surface over and get the water away from their main driving path. So this holds up for a longer time. None of this is a permanent fix. We're not using concrete. We're not using asphalt. We're just trying to get this to last another 5, 7, 10 years if we're lucky. You can see right in here, we've eaten away at a lot of the road surface. Partly what happens here too is the shoulder of the road collapses, that falls in and clogs your drainage path and it pushes the water over away from the hill and into the road. So that's a lot of what we have going on right here. It gets worse as we go down. We're going to move those big rocks you just saw. Right in here you can see this water has really jumped out of its ditch and is really eating away at the road in a bad way. And then right in here our problems get even worse. If you can tell, this ditch is majorly eating away at the road right here. This is probably a foot and a half deep. And part of that problem, like before, this bank has caved in a little bit since this road was built, and that filled the drainage ditch from that side, which is causing the water to route around against the driveway. So we're gonna fix these cave-ins. We're gonna move the ditch back where it's supposed to go. This portion right here where it's eroded is probably a solid 24 to 30 inches deep. All this here is really crowding the rock, so we're going to get that moved away. This concrete trough down the rest of the driveway has worked fantastically, and the rest of this driveway doesn't need hardly any work. We may recrown it just a little bit and patch the surface, but this hasn't been touched in about 5 years and it's still holding up really well. So look from the bottom side, you can see what we're going to be fixing from down here. Let's jump on a machine and get to work. I'm going to start right here at the top. There's a low voltage wire that crosses right here, so I can't put any more ditch in right here. Powering this, we've got power to the vineyard that runs underground and the computer system for that, and I know it's shallow because we've actually been in it before. But I'm going to start right here and see if I can get a corner cut with my bucket. If I can get the right track dropped down and start our angle, that'd be ideal. I think I'm actually going to have to come in at an angle and get that started. But if I can get my angle started and drop a track down, then I'll be able to maintain that. Let's see what happens if we drop a track off in this now that we got our angle started. That's better. Let's see what we can do here. That's not bad. We're getting some clean topsoil that way. I don't like how the left side of my bucket's cutting into the road already. I may need to stick with what we were doing here and do this all from the direction of the road. Today's goal is to get this all shaped and ready for rock. We've had so much rain lately that the rock at the rock plant is going to be so saturated. So it'll probably take them a couple days to run a new batch and bring us something usable. Right now, if we hauled the wet rock that's been sitting in piles, it'd be like trying to work with clay. It's so hard to shape, such a sticky mess. So we'll be doing good today to just get all of this shaped and ready for rock. Then we'll come back another day and get the driveway surface done. I want to try running parallel to the road right here and see if we can, how this is going to go. See if we can get this angle smoothed out, even out the plane on the right side of our ditch. I think I'm going to need to cut down even deeper on the right side. That's a little bit better. I want a real steep angle like that right there. This is where I really wish I had a 6-way blade, because the left side of my bucket's touching the road and I don't really want that. But I'm trying to even out the shoulder of our drainage ditch right here. We got a big old rock we're rolling out of the ditch right here. Look at the size of that rock. We'll probably be able to use that somewhere in the landscaping. May just be sandstone. If it's sandstone, it looks pretty when you roll it out, but as soon as it gets some moisture and sun on it, it'll actually break apart and turn into sand. We've got a big old rock in the way right there. And that is a problem, because what's going to happen is our water running down the ditch is going to hit that rock and it's going to redirect into the road. That may have actually started the problems we have. If you look around here, where our problems really start getting bad is just a few feet past this rock. There's a good chance that the water we had running down the ditch was hitting that rock and it was directing it straight into the road. That rock's got to come out. Boy, I'm just praying we can get it with our skid steer and we don't have to bring something else or something bigger in. I've been fighting it for a little bit already. I don't have a good feeling about this one, guys. Not sure what it's going to take to get that rock out. What I'm doing here is shaping the outslope. I'm trying to put a nice even slope on that, and it's also given me some more clay material to rebuild the road. I've peeled the topsoil off. I don't want to loosen any of this that's not actually going to go anywhere, so I'm trying to be pretty careful. We're just going to peel that back a little bit and see if we can shave that off nice and even. Just get a nice gentle slope on that. And then we're pulling back our loose dirt to the road surface to get some width back on our road. Other than that rock, we're really in pretty good shape. And I could probably fight it a little bit more with the skid steer. And I've got a little jackhammer at home too. I've jackhammered some out before. I don't know about that big, but we'll do what we need to do to get this job done. Pretty bouncy. Well, we had to call a backhoe in. We couldn't get this rock budged. So let's see if this backhoe can get it. Yep, all right. With the rock out of the way, this is pretty quickly taking shape now, which is super encouraging. I've made a couple passes over this direction, and I'm starting to walk over it to pack it in. I got that shoulder smoothed out. I just walked along the top. You saw us pulling all the material out of the ditch perpendicular with the driveway, and I made a pass or two along the top, just smoothing that out. Now I'm starting to, I've got my right track all the way down in the ditch, and I'm just smoothing this and walking back and forth over it to get it packed in. I'm gonna try to get this little rock off right here. It's giving me a little bit of grief. See if I can get that rock pushed out. I did make a couple passes, or I came through here a couple of times by hand pulling rocks out and clearly missed this one. So I'm gonna dump a little dirt out right here. I'm just gonna hop out and put that rock on the other side of the road by hand. It truly is better a lot of times to just jump out and move a rock instead of fighting it to no end. So I'm gonna get my right track all the way down here in the ditch again. I want as much slope on this as I can get. I'm trying to be careful not to let my spoils fall to the right side of the road and build up the bottom of my ditch. I like the elevation at the bottom of my ditch, and I really want to keep that. So I'm trying to be careful not to lose any material down there. I'm just going to keep on smoothing this and working my way on up. I am keeping a heavy crown on the road. Crown is the road shape in this direction, and what that does, especially since the water's wanting to try to run downhill, we want that water to shed off the sides of the road as fast as possible. If you have a flat road in this situation, your water is going to run right down the middle of it and cut a channel. So if your road's got a crown in it, your water is going to be running down and it's going to run off the road. And the sooner we can get your water off the road, the better it's going to hold up, less erosion you're going to have. It's been a couple of days since we shaped the ditch up here at this road project. It's been pretty windy, pretty hot, pretty sunny, so it's dried out really well. I'm happy with that. We're gonna haul gravel. We're calling it black rock on this project. We're gonna get it hauled in today. My first truck should be here in about 15 minutes. And we're gonna recap the road surface where we've been working and do a little patching on the rest of the driveway too. So let's get after it. So I'm gonna start carting this stuff down the hill. The truck driver and I were talking about maybe tailgating it out and having him spread it for me, and that's normally what I would do. I'm a little concerned because this is a fairly narrow driveway and it falls off so steep on both sides. If we had anything go haywire with the truck and we spilled a little bit, it'd be pretty hard for me to recover, and I'm not really sure I want to risk that. It'd be an awful lot of work with a shovel to pull it out of the ditch or off the other side. So I'm thinking what I'm gonna do is just cart it all down with a skid steer. That means running one truck instead of two. I probably can't keep up with two trucks, but I've got the time to do it this way, and I'm pretty confident I can make it right without a whole lot of physical labor. So that's why we're carting this down the hill instead of tailgating it. So I'm gonna start at the top and just start working my way down. It's always good to go into this with a plan, but what I tell my homeowners too is I really like a little bit of creative leeway, because sometimes the ground just talks to you. Like right here at the top, I can tell this just needs a little bit right here. I may sound like Bob Ross, but that's okay. I like to look at it and see that it needs something, be able to give it. I'm gonna put this a little bit thicker right here. We're on load number 2 now, still doing the same thing. We're getting pretty far away from the pile, but it's looking really good. The shoulder's nice and straight. I think it's worth the extra effort of carting the material versus just scattering it with the truck to not risk filling the ditch. So we're gonna keep on doing it for now. We might get this in 3 loads. I was thinking 3 to 4 loads. We've still got a third of this second load left probably. And I'm about to start putting it on thinner too. I've been building it up actually about 6 inches thick right up here where we were working heavily. because there was bare dirt exposed. But once we get down below this and we're just resurfacing the rock that's already there, I'm gonna try to just put a couple inches on it, 2 to 3 inches probably, and that should be sufficient. But this is turning out real nice here. I've maintained my crown. I'm just working my way down a couple loads at a time. You can see we're nearly to the end of our ditch area. This hill covered, now we can smooth it out. We went a lot lighter here. I'm shooting for just 2 to maybe 3 inches. This has a good base on it already that we didn't disturb. I'm just trying to get things smoothed out. There were tire ruts from about 5 years of traffic, so this is going to allow us to fill those ruts. We got all our material scattered from the bottom. Hopefully I didn't push too much off right now, just now. That's a pretty full bucket. I guess we'll back up and see how we did. I've got my bucket down pretty much flat against the ground. There's a bolt-on cutting edge under my bucket, which creates a little lip, and that's like a planer or a little bit like your razor. It just cuts the tiniest little bit when I'm back dragging. It cuts just maybe 3/4 of an inch is all it sticks down, so it really is good for flattening and leveling stuff out. And since my bucket's down, it's also packing the material. I'm pushing it into the ground. That's how it's different from what I'm doing right now. What I'm doing right now is cutting, so it's actually gonna just push material straight off, and I could dig in as deep as I want. When I'm back dragging it, just using that lip of my cutting edge, it's packing it in and shaving it, essentially. I can't do more than shave it going backwards. I'm gonna back drag this a couple of times, and then I'm gonna track over it. I'm just gonna run up and down, trying to keep my tracks in a different location every time I do, and get that material packed in. Well, it's been a few weeks since we accomplished this project, and we have had a lot of rain, including some torrential downpours where we got inches in just a few hours. And really, everything we did here is holding up super well. I'm really happy with it. The ditch has stayed where we put it. The rock has stayed on the driveway where we put it, and it's doing all that we wanted it to. So I'd call this job a win. Now, something I do need your feedback on that the verdict's still out on is the editing of this video. It actually pained me to cut a lot of material. I spent a lot of time talking strategy and how to get this project done while I was in the machine doing it. And I'd like to know if that's something you guys missed and want to see more of, or if the faster pace of this video was easier to watch and more entertaining. So let me know what you think in the comments. Really want to know y'all's thoughts. At the end of the day, these videos are created for you. So please like, subscribe, let me know what I can do in the future to give y'all a better video and content tailored to you. In the meantime, we're gonna keep on working on our projects, and you keep watching and doing your own. See y'all next time.